Hi, welcome. I am Mary Mazur, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. Welcome today. Today is episode 6, and what we'll be talking about today is our ability to honor our reality. So, this is for you. Honor your reality while living in the diversity of many realities right now. Okay. Yeah, there are massive changing times happening right now. We are in game time, as people would call it. We are no longer in the stands, or no longer just uh, meant to just continue life on autopilot and keep doing the same things over and over and over again. No, we're now being invited into living more consciously, to discover who we are, to start asking key questions. And this episode is here to help you with that. So you can start stirring some things up, making some changes. Yeah, see how you feel about making changes, right? And we will be talking about an amazing, powerful, and simple tool called Psych K that is here in this time to help exactly with that, to help you make these changes more easily, so that you may live in the flow, the wonder, the peace, and the harmony on this planet. All right, so welcome. And Change Your Funk to Fun is all about taking the K part out of the funk word, okay, into letting it become fun. And the K means the key. Oh, yes, finding the key. Yes, the key to unlock your personal power. Unlock the true essence of who you really are. Yes, love, actually, and light, and an amazing, powerful love being that you are. And that we all agreed, just about all of us agreed, to forget that when we were born on this planet. Yes, that is very true. And what did we get? Well, we got everybody else's beliefs. What? Yeah, we did. We did, especially the first 7 years of our life. This is how it works here on Earth. We're born as newborn babies, and our brain uh, vibrates at a very slow pace the first 2 years of life, so that we can get inundated exactly everything all around us of our environment, so that we can live in this world, so that we can respond appropriately to what we're being born into. So all of us that are listening today, majority are probably from the 20th century. Well, heck, we all volunteered to come during this time, believe it or not. Yes, we did. And we came at one of the roughest times or darkest times on this planet, at an amazing time to actually catapult it out, to help elevate this world into the new way of being, into the Aquarian age, into one from a 3D level perspective into a 5D level perspective. And we'll be talking about what does that mean. Yes, meaning unity consciousness, meaning you are waking up to remember that you are a spiritual being here, choosing to have in this human incarnation, this physical human beingness that appears to think it's separate. It does. We do. We think we're separate because I have this body, you have your body. I'm talking right now, you're listening. So it would appear that we are different, right? Exactly. And this is the gift, that we have the diversity here. We definitely have a diversity of 8 billion people on this planet, believe it or not. And we have cultures. We have cultures, we have countries, we have ways of being. If you look across the whole world, it's actually pretty amazing how each different cultures respond in different ways, or decide to do things. And we do have a commonality. And that's the amazing part. Because at the highest level, we actually are all love, which means we all are vibrating with a knowingness within us, majority of us, thank goodness, to do what basically what I would like to do for you is what I would like you to do for me. So do good for others so that others can do good for you, right? Yes. Yet there are some people on this planet that still aren't there yet. They are in the 3D realm. So the third dimensional realm is the illusion of separateness realm. So that's the realm here where people are more in objective reality, where they believe that everything outside of them is happening to them. And then they can get a bit of that victim energy, or thinking things aren't fair, and get into that fighter spirit energy. These are denser energies on this planet that we each, in some degree, have chosen to experience in that time. And the gift is right now, literally right now in 2023, especially just after the spring equinox, we are blasting through, just like in the Northern Hemisphere, all of the flowers and the plants are beginning to burst out of the dark, deep aspects of the earth up into the light. And this is what we're being called into now too, is to come up into your light, to come out into your light, to shine your light. How beautiful is that, right? And the gift by doing that is by honoring your reality. Whew. What that means is beginning to start listening to your intuition, your inner guidance within you, your heart within you, who you really are. Start asking some questions and discovering, wondering, okay, when I have thoughts in my head and I am talking to myself, who is that? Who is that talking? Because if you can actually hear it, then who's the one listening? Oh, this starts getting to be interesting, doesn't it? Yes. There's an aspect of you that can be an observer of yourself, which is really beautiful. And then you can get to decide in time if you would like to respond positively or negatively to situations, right? And this is where we get to have emotions, and this is energy in motion. So you have energy moving through your physical body here that is a culmination of the vibration based on your mind, based on the decisions, the conclusions that you came up with, especially the first 7 years of life, of how you view yourself and how you view the world. Yeah. And it's all on a spectrum. It is all on a spectrum. So for some, they might have gotten many experiences where they don't feel very worthy here, victimized, or had traumas happen to them. I know for myself, I was raped as an 8-year-old girl by a friend that my dad came over to visit. And in that experience, I had the experience of losing my worthiness, where I didn't feel worthy. I felt like something was wrong with me, actually. Or many of us will even move into thinking they're not good enough. Pieces like this. And we'll be talking more about this later in the show. But there's these aspects that we experience and then we interpret in our minds. And then from that realm, we literally look at the world and think that that's how the world is. And that's how we are. In a larger, higher dimensional reality, it's actually just what we're choosing to experience. Many times for lessons and learning the contrast of who we really are. Because, when you can have a contrast of something, then when you actually do begin to experience your true self, who you really are, and living in and being in the flow, like of the love and the peace and the joy and the harmony, it is even sweeter. It is even more amazing. And even the gift comes in, is in that then your level of gratitude begins to open up, your level of appreciation that you may not have had if you didn't have the contrasting experiences. Yeah. So look at your life, and then it's really beautiful in honoring your own reality, because you are creating your own reality in this lifetime. Each of us get to do that. We have that right. It's called our free will choice. Yeah. So you get to choose and honor your reality, and you get to change your reality. This is the best part, and this is what I love to help people with, is to help expand in our consciousness here, to help elevate and expand and begin to live more in a flow and more of a deeper connection with our true essence of love, of our connections with the universe and divine source consciousness, whatever that means for you. If you're raised in a religion or a faith, you may have different names like God or other names that can describe the creation of it all, right? Of the love, which is actually pretty deep and pretty amazing. So thank you for listening today, because this does mean that you do care. You are hopefully asking questions about your spirituality, about questions about your life, questions about the universe, questions about Earth, questions about what's happened in your life. And the big questions come in with honoring your reality and changing your funk to fun, is to check in to see how are you doing. On a scale, if you could give it a scale from like 0 to 10, how are you on that? Meaning 10 is heaven on earth. 10 is like, woohoo, heck yeah. Beyond bliss and ecstasy and amazingness and flow, where there's 0 triggers happening in your life. Like nothing. Nobody's triggering you. Nothing's triggering you. Everything is amazing. This is actually what we're going to be moving into in this lifetime, for many of us that choose to want to do this. So welcome aboard. What we'd like to say is that with the gift of Psyche, that is the tool that I mainly use to help assist myself. that we get to change our programs, that the beliefs that we have in our subconscious mind, into what we do want, into the positive, into the true reality, actually, of life, of whatever we want to create in our own reality. So for you, honoring your reality, ask yourself, how are you? Where 0 would be absolutely horrible, 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 beyond measure of life experiences here. Complete helplessness, hopelessness, humiliation, being traumatized. I could imagine being brutalized, things like that. So hopefully you guys aren't, no one listening to here is in that realm at all. Even if you are, this can even help with that too. What this with Psyche is here for is those that are tired of the things that they've been experiencing, or the patterns that keep repeating in their reality that they're creating, and that they are tired of it and they want to make a change. This is when you'll hear a talk like myself. I am a certified Psyche instructor and a facilitator. So I help people that are ready, that have the courage and the willingness, meaning that you are actually willing to take some self-responsibility, to step into your own personal power. With Psyche, you go within yourself. So you're going to be actually going in and seeking the answers. You actually have the answers within you. We weren't taught this. Of course not, because then we would recognize how powerful we are, and that we are. That you get to honor your own reality, regardless of anyone else's reality. And this is another huge point. The first 7 years, we did embody our parents' reality, even our siblings' reality, some of our teachers, or any big influencers in our life. Maybe it was a grandma or an aunt or uncle, grandpa, things like that. Because they were here to help us get ready for this world, right? But the issue comes in is that if these programs are still running and you don't really like them, it's going to affect your life, which means you're going to be stepping into getting frustrated or resentful, angry, even sad. Yeah. And even disgust, I guess that could be one too. Guilt and shame, worry, things like that. These are just dense energies. These are contracted, distorted, dense energies. Fear is the main one. And then all the rest we call cousins, because they're all kind of associated with each other and connected with each other. Yeah, or even pride, or a needy desire, feeling like you don't have enough, or why can't this happen, or why can't this change, or what's wrong with them, if you start blaming other people. Or you may even take it inwardly, like I did a lot personally, where I would say, what's wrong with me? So each of us are going to react and respond in each way. That is what realities that we're creating. It's important to honor this reality and know you can change any of it. That is the biggest gift ever. Yes. Oh, and the gift with that is that means you will be actually stepping into moving towards the positive, allowing yourself to dream again, to have the power of imagination. These are key pieces. And beginning to listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, listen to what's within you, okay? Because that is actually here for you. Yeah. And that's the biggest part of you, because actually your divine part of you operates from your heart center. Yes, it does. The heart, you can see, is a symbol of love, okay? And it is the gateway of the resonance of the true essence of who you are, your love, which is absolutely magnificent. And many of us were not taught that or told that. And this is what this, right now, you listening to this, is to help you wake up to this. And so you can step in and discover, honor your reality where you are, and know and understand that you can actually shift it and elevate yourself, elevate your level of consciousness to a much higher level. Yeah, one that you are deeply connected with your divinity and your love. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will be diving in more with relationships. Relationship is a beautiful way for us to start stepping into our own personal relationship within ourselves, and then bringing that out into massively gorgeous relationships outside of our lives. Today, we are talking about honoring your reality while living in the diversity of realities, meaning anyone else that you are around or sharing your life with may actually be living in a different reality than you. Wow, how about that? And it is vital that you can honor your reality and begin to choose what you want in your life, because you get to do this. This is your life. Giving yourself permission to do this is actually super critical. And it's actually very freeing, because when you do, the whole world opens up. Yes, for you. Yes, absolutely for you. So what happened with us being raised in this time period? Well, we were taught other people's beliefs. And we were also taught much with the education system and even with a lot of religious systems is that we were meant to follow the rules, especially as a child, right? I mean, you definitely want to have a child follow the rules. So, on a good note, so they don't go run into the street and get hit by a car. That's actually a really good rule to have. And then how can like the ones raising you be help you govern that? It just went a little too far. It went to such an extreme pendulum of more rigidness and control, where we were taught you have to do this, you have to do this, you can't do this. And we were taught to think out, to listen outside of ourselves and follow what we're told and follow the rules. And especially the last 3 years, this was a big eye opener and wake up call for all of us, of how are we going to respond if organizations or governments are telling us what to do. Many of us have woken up in these times. I know I certainly did, and I'm so grateful for it. And maybe you have too. And the gift comes as we begin to ask questions, begin to educate ourselves. We begin to find out some truths maybe we didn't know about. Yeah, one of them is that we actually are free. We are divine, sovereign, free beings here on this planet. We have a right to be free. We have a right to travel free. We have a right to speak freely. We have a right to share our truth as long as we do no harm. And these are the changes that we're bringing back to this world and to this time. Yes, 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 absolutely. And many of us are doing all kinds of fun and interesting aspects to do that. Yes, if you want to reach out to me at the end of the show, you can reach out to me, and I'd love to share with you the other organizations, groups I'm a part of that are helping with this movement. Because what we're doing is we're bringing in the new earth. We literally are going to be breaking away from those old rules, those old ways of being. And all those who are ready to do that have the courage and the willingness to do that, we recommend to connect. That's the biggest one. Connect with others, other like-minded people, others who are waking up too. Because we get to honor our reality here. We get to honor who we really are, discover who we are, and then begin to become our divine creators here, bringing in the beautiful new earth. And this earth is now moving into the fifth dimension. So what does that mean, huh? It means unity consciousness. Our masculine feminines within us are uniting. Our divine aspects with our human aspects are uniting. And it is so that anything that we feel, we think, we say, and we do is for the highest good for our own selves and for others. So whenever we do anything, we also will always make sure, that's also good for others too, to the highest level that it can be, right? And you do have to do things that are best for yourself, as long as it's in love and you're not harming people. So this is a huge, 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 huge one to do. So with that, we are breaking rules. Yes, we are. And we're going to be doing things that's going to probably surprise a lot of people more than it ever has been before. One of those may be in relation with relationships. And that is actually what's happening with me in my world. Yeah, and it could be for you, or maybe you did over the last few years too, or you will maybe soon. So if you do, connect with others, because it's a beautiful when you have beautiful friends of support to do that. So the key comes in, just like to ask with honoring your reality. If you are in a relationship right now, you check in. How is it? How is it going? Are you living in the heaven on earth? Are you living where you are being adored and honored, respected, and that you are heard, and that you are lifted up and encouraged? Yeah. And if you're not, it's okay. I wasn't actually, and I had to wake up to that. I've been with my current husband for 31 years, and we raised 4 beautiful children, and I'm grateful for that. They're adults now. And I'm getting to a point where I realized, and what's so beautiful with honoring the reality that we have is that we actually create our own reality. So I know I'm creating the reality, and I did create this reality where I actually didn't even realize that I was even afraid of deep intimacy or deep connection. And a lot of that was just based from the relationship I had with my father. Believe it or not. And with the gift of Psyche, I was able to discover these things. These are messages and connections, and opening up that time, asking some key questions that I was able to tap into. And my dad, I know, did the best he could. Absolutely. Especially with raising 12 kids with my mother. My mom was a very loving, fun-loving being. And yet I had, I guess you could say, relationship issues with my father. I didn't feel loved by him, even though I know at the highest level he did love us. He just didn't know how to express it in the way that I wanted to as his little girl. And because of that, the ripple effect is that we keep getting other relationships that will begin to duplicate this. It'll continue to duplicate it. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So I basically married an aspect of my dad. How crazy is that, right? Many of us do that. It'll be either the mother or the dad, especially if you have issues with them. We tend to actually duplicate it and continue that same pattern until we're able to change it. And this is the gift of psyche, is to be able to change these things. Yes, and which is what I have done for myself, and I've helped many, many others. And I teach this so you can actually learn to use this for yourself, which is awesome. So, with relationships, yes, I have shifted beliefs within myself, and I inserted new goals so that I'm open to having a deep, loving, authentic relationship, that I'm valued, I'm worthy enough to have someone who adores me, loves me, wants to spend time with me, wants to get to know me so deeply and be with me and share your life with me. Well, that isn't happening with my current relationship. And so I had to speak up and just say, okay, it's time. You're fine where you are. He's a wonderful man, a wonderful father. That's for sure. It's just he doesn't want to fly with me or go into the depths and the fun, nutty stuff that I'm doing and expanding in. And this can happen in relationships. The gift is I'm grateful that I've been able to be very honest with myself and have the courage to speak up and to do it in a loving way as best I can. And even with this dance, I know there's a lot of, grieving and loss and letting go. With Psyche, you can actually transform these perceptions. I've been able to transform these perceptions within myself, any guilt I have, especially because I honor marriage so much. And I know I took a vow, right, to marry until one of us dies. Well, that has to change because there's actually a death in the relationship. And that has to be addressed. And then if it's rectified, that's great because we've been it up and down in the 31 years. But now it's like we actually have completed our journey. It's actually like a graduation because we've learned so many lessons from each other, and I'm so grateful for all of it. And I do know that I've actually created all of this. I created all of this, and I'm creating a new now, and I'm breaking free. So I'm excited about that. I will be actually moving out next month into my own tiny home and living very more simply in the woods and the trees and living just more freely and simply. So these are the things that we can do for ourselves. And then, believe me, I honor relationships. So if you are in a good one, then continue it to grow. Because believe me, I think my ultimate idea would have been if we could have continued to grow together and then expand and in the vulnerability share how we're really feeling and share how we can, forgive and come even closer. To me, that's just the most precious dance ever. And we do have to honor each of our realities. My current husband and I are in completely different realities, completely different. And we can't even really talk to relate with each other very much. It's quite interesting, actually, as best we can. So, it's okay. I know I'm going through a lot. I'm sure a lot of people are. I can even feel it. And I'm learning how to unconditionally love and accept myself and him in the whole situation. Knowing that this is here for me, this is here to help me elevate, honoring my reality and lifting my reality into my next reality, even more loving and deep. So with this, I like little apps. I don't know if you guys like to use your apps, but I found this app called The Pattern. It's actually really cool. It talks a lot about your astrology and stuff. And so I'm going to read a section that came to me this morning, and I thought it would be great to share with all of you listening. And it says expecting someone deep, and that's what I might have been wanting my whole life, actually. And someone who can actually open up and receive me, because I'm very deep. I love to feel everything. I love to get into stuff and grow, and I'm a little bit of a wild child, that's for sure. So listen to this and see if any of this resonates with you. If it does, then may this help assist you now too. So when it comes to romantic relationships, you may repeatedly go for partners who are layered and complex, or you may find that these complicated, elusive types tend to seek you out. Either way, the people you attracted to are often mysterious, and figuring them out is intriguing for you. I do like that. You prefer someone self-contained who doesn't need to show off to get attention. You're drawn to people who aren't swayed by what others want and don't care about the latest trends. Often, they're analytical and detail-oriented, my current husband is, and likely very identified with their career. You don't mind them working hard. In fact, it inspires you. You're proud of someone who knows what they were born to do. At times, you might even find yourself living vicariously through their devotion to a calling. But the experiences you tend to have or may have faced in the past are often disappointing. Your expectations aren't met, and you don't feel taken care of in the way you hoped. Instead of feeling understood by a partner who delves deeply into the details of who you are, and that's what I want, woo-hoo-hoo, yes, you often date people who are emotionally unavailable and have little interest in trying to understand you. And that's where I've been currently in for 31 years. They're busy and don't want to be bothered by you or your needs. And I created this, Nanny. Alternatively, if you're fearful and overly cautious in relationships, you may have unconsciously learned this behavior in response to your upbringing or a difficult relationship with a parent. And that's what I had, a difficult relationship with my parent. Maybe you had a detached or emotionally unstable authority figure who made you feel anxious or unworthy. So I developed that unworthy stuff. Or instead, one or both parents may have been physically or emotionally absent from your life. My dad was a bit of that too. He was a drinker, heavy drinker. Perhaps someone passed away or was gone for other reasons. In that case, the pain of feeling abandoned might have given you the early impression that relationships are connected to loss. Ooh, and that's where I might have been a little guarded about opening up to having a deep relationship. It's possible that it's created a wound so deep that being hurt emotionally is all you know in what you've come to accept from a relationship. Ouch. Yeah, that's where I was. And this is where Psyche helped me greatly with, to heal these wounds. Yes, I have. And to reactivate my love and my power. Even now, your understanding of intimacy might be in response to being able to survive on your own. And that's what I had to do. I literally had to survive on my own, even from a very young age. I was still grooming in that, and I've released that now. Yay, with Psyche. So you might be fearful in ways that you're unaware of because the vulnerability is so embedded. Yeah. If you're able to identify and deal with a difficult child dynamic, then you may be able to choose differently as an adult. But past experiences may continue to affect your current relationships and influence the way you engage with your partners. When you do meet someone you really care about, it can feel scary. You want to be with them, but at the same time feel like they're going to hurt you, and oftentimes they do. You've likely dealt with partners who are detail-orientated in all the wrong ways, pointing out your smallest flaws, and that's exactly what I had. Overly critical, nitpicky, they may be impossible to please. On the extreme end, these relationships may have been hurtful, dramatic, unsettling, or out of control. They're extremely judgmental of you to the point they lose their temper for no reason. It feels like you're constantly disappointing them or not living up to their standards. And I'm letting all this go. Yay! When you try to communicate honestly and share your feelings, you react defensively, or they react defensively, and become irrationally annoyed. You think you know who you're dating when all of a sudden they explode and just as quickly forget about their emotional outburst or deny it even happened. It can be disorientating, like you have no ability to crack the code and figure out how to make them happy. The lack of intimacy between you makes you feel more alone than you're actually by yourself. When you face these situations, you can't change this or solve them. They seem immune to your will strength and logic, and you can't detach from them or pretend that they don't matter. You try to work things out, but feel powerless, like something irrational always gets in the way. You can't make sense of why relationships are so hard for you and so easy for others. We are going to pause for just a short moment, and we will finish this because there is a solution to all of this deep stuff of how we can be with ourselves and with another partner. Ooh, so we were just talking about expecting someone deep, if you are open and beginning to open, or in use this in the current relationship that you're having so that you can use the same thing with the same relationship you're in into a whole new beautiful way. Or for myself, I am actually breaking free and beginning anew. So we're diving into a message from the pattern, and then we'll continue on with this message. So it's possible that instead of dating partners like this that we had just talked about, you exhibit this kind of behavior in your relationships. So you might be the one doing it. It's like you're taking on the characteristics of your own wound. You might struggle being intimate or push your partners away. You may have had one awful experience or many, or your fear of being hurt is so great, you haven't even allowed yourself to be in a vulnerable situation. Sometimes we just avoid it totally because it's better just to do that, right? As a result, intimacy may be hard for you, and you may have underlying anxieties about being in a relationship. It's possible you've created a strategy of avoiding anyone who has the potential to hurt you, or you stay in dysfunctional relationships longer than is healthy for you, and that's what I did. You might unconsciously avoid healthy partners or find yourself guarded and defensive, anticipating something overwhelming is going to happen if you get too close. If you feel unable to handle your feelings, you'll be quick to react or shut down. In order to feel in control, you could be choosing much younger or non-threatening partners who won't challenge you. You may quickly find yourself bored or discover that even safe types can have a dark side. You can only get away with avoidance for so long. Yeah. Eventually, you'll find your way back to someone who makes you feel alive and stimulated, and that's what we're meant to do here. Heck yeah. The truth is, you're not going to catch a break and be rescued or saved by an ideal partner. Attempting to fix or change the person you're with won't help either. You're choosing people who can be mirrors for you. They're reflecting back how you feel about yourself and making you aware of what needs to be addressed. You're attracting these experiences because you're looking for a sense of wholeness in a partner. As long as you continue to expect someone to make you feel complete, you'll face these difficulties. The intention is for you to own these qualities rather than project your needs. So become whole yourself. Or allow your happiness to be dependent on your partner's behavior. No, we want your happiness for your own self. You can have your own happiness. You aren't being punished and you haven't done anything wrong. This is just your path to understanding relationships. I know that felt so good because it's true. We just chose to do this to grow and learn through it and to experience the contrast. You may be projecting onto your partners, making them the authority in your life because you're afraid to take responsibility for yourself. If you find your happiness is based on what your partner's doing, or you try to anticipate what they would do before you decide on something, then you're giving your power away. Letting someone else control you or control how you feel about yourself and being that affected by them isn't healthy. Their needs, frustrations, and opinions shouldn't diminish your sense of value. Instead, you should feel grounded and centered, independent of their behavior. And that's what I've been doing with myself with Psyche. Yay! Attracting these types or being triggered by them means you have more internal work to do. You've brought them into your life to test how far you've come in your capacity to feel complete within yourself. And this is the goal. This is the whole part about honoring your reality, of raising into you, becoming whole with you. If you feel comfortable and trust your partner, let them know about this and why it's hard for you to let your guard down. By opening up, you can avoid blaming each other, making clear that any fears or reactions that you're having are not personal. You might make the honest mistake of thinking it's easier to support your partner's career instead of finding your own. You could be living vicariously through them, relying on their complexity, intelligence, and drive instead of tapping into your own. These qualities you tend to seek in a partner already exist inside of you. Yes, they do. You need to find your own meaningful career and live life according to your own code in order to feel fulfilled. Oh, heck yes. And I did that. I have done that for myself, and I'm really grateful for that. Rather than devote yourself to bettering a relationship, honor your own integrity and analytical mind. There's a side to you that's incredibly complex and detail-oriented. Embrace your independent nature by finding your own sacred calling. Focus on focus on the work that makes you feel inspired. And this is what I do with being a Psyche instructor and facilitator. Absolutely. Yay. And may you find what work inspires you. Never define who you are by whom you're with or base your happiness on what anyone else thinks, especially your partner. That is the biggest message right there. Whew. Whoo! So I don't know if that was helpful for you. It was actually helpful for me, and I listened to it a second time, which was amazing. So if that brought anything up for you, that was the intention of that. And this is the key, is to let it come up. Let the things come up that might trigger you or bother you, or have you start feeling challenged or frustrated, or even that the funky stuff. Let the funky stuff come up. And then what we recommend here is to get a journal, get a book out, a journal, and then begin to start writing it. Write down what is challenging you, what is frustrating you, what is bothering you, what is irritating you. Being honest with yourself is key. We're meant to feel here. We're meant to have these emotions. And everything is purposeful for you. It's actually here for you to help you. And you can add in any negative self-talk you might be having with yourself too, if you're being too critical or too judgmental. And then once you do that, and once you clear it and get it out, okay, then ask yourself, all right, so how do I want things to be instead? That is a magical question you can ask yourself. Because now you're going to lift yourself up into the power of your imagination, the power of where the solutions are. And you actually have the answers. You actually have the solutions. You actually have a future self. At the Psyche Basic Workshop, which we'll be talking about in just a little bit, at the end of the in-person workshop, we assist you in connecting with that future aspect of yourself. The part of you that actually has created the solutions already. You actually have a part of you that actually has done it. Yeah. And how neat when you can actually connect with that one and then help you assist in these action steps now. What's most important for you to do or be to help you, so you can honor your reality and honor the next reality you want to experience. Because there's different levels of reality here. Yes, there are. The first level that we are born into is that objective reality, that we think we're separate and that everything is outside of us affecting us. And then we can lift up into the subjective reality. The subjective reality is that you're actually creating everything within you. Yes, we are. We are the creators of our lives. And once you can take that self-responsibility, it's actually very liberating, because you're like, what? I'm actually creating all this? Yeah. And if you are, the gift is because if you created the yucky stuff, then you can definitely create the good stuff. So you're just going to shift it into positive. Woohoo! Yes. So then the next level of reality that you can honor yourself moving into is more symbolic reality. And this is even beyond words. You might see symbols of things. You might see the numbers. I know I see 1111 a lot, right? 333 just came up while I've been talking in here. Those are the nice angelic numbers. Or it might just be a picture. It might just be a symbol. It might be a notice. These are the synchronicities and the playfulness that we get to be in. That's lifting us up into remembering who we really are, that you are love and light, that you can change these things. With the gift of Psyche, you can do it very effectively and fast. You can either work with a private facilitator like myself, or you can come to the workshop, which I highly recommend, and go learn it for yourself and use it with yourself. Look what I do every day. Heck yeah. Absolutely. And then the gift is that even in the highest levels here, if you're honoring your reality, you can lift up to the highest level of reality, the reality of oneness. When you begin to fully anchor in your Christ consciousness here, your oneness love of the true essence of who you are, that unity consciousness of your divinity, your divine aspect of yourself into your human vessel, and your masculine and feminine, which is, I know I'm working a ton with myself right now, to have them deeply fall in love with themselves. It's actually what that message that I shared just a little bit reading was actually for my masculine and feminine within me, to heal those wounds that I have been felt wounded between the two of them, so that they can forgive themselves and come together and unite and begin to work together again, so that my outside world can then now begin to reflect that. So yes, that I will meet a new partner and have an amazing relationship at this next level that I'm meant to open up that doorway with. And we get to in our own unique timing. That's the whole beautiful gift with all of this. You are navigating your life based on your own divine timing. Yes. That's a big one. You can even take a nice break on a breath on that one. I don't know about you, but I know for me, I had been rushing my whole life. Rushing, going. And a lot of it was based on fear. The fear was triggering that hurriness, having to get somewhere, having to accomplish things, that there wasn't enough time, all of those distortions. With the gift of Psyche, you can actually change those too, which I have done for myself and I continue to do. I know I have all the time in the world. I know that time isn't even really real. That we actually just create it here. So we can bend it, we can adapt it, we can adjust it. And when you can open up in that freedom to know you have all the time, and then what would you love to do? Because actually, what you would love to do and how you would like to be is actually the only time that there truly really is this now moment, like right now. So right now, ask yourself that. Ooh, what am I willing to break free from? What am I willing to let go of? We are casting out from the depths of the earth up into our greatness here, our new realities here, our new ways of being in exactly these times. Letting things go is huge. Giving things away, saying goodbye on some things, and then stepping into the new, stepping into your true essence of who you are. Let yourself do this. Allow yourself to do this. Surrender. Surrender is a beautiful one. When you can surrender, I've been working with myself with is trusting the unknown. Ooh, that's a good one, huh? Surrendering and trusting in the unknown, because the unknown is actually really exciting because we don't know the next moment. We really don't. We think we do. We think we plan really well. I was a great planner. I planned all the time. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe how much I planned it. Plan. And then I realized, you know what? How about I just live in the moment? I do some pieces of planning. That's a little bit, but that's not the majority of my time anymore. No. I'm actually, like right now, I'm being with each one of you. I'm fully here with you at this moment. Excellent. It's so precious. And when we can do that, that's where that deepness comes in. That's where that, what? Yes, the true essence of fully living here. Especially when you can clear those fears, when you can transform those fears. Psyche helps with that too, of course. And just within minutes, actually, so that you can actually feel and vibrate in the love, the peace, the comfort, the harmony of knowing that, wow, all is well and all good is coming to me. Yes, all good is coming to you. Yes, it is. We are stepping into abundant times. We're stepping into fun, playful times. Yes, this is the part about fun. Let go of that funk so you can go live in fun. And the key is Psyche, that's for sure. The key is to unlock your personal power of your love and your light and to go play. Bring in that innocence again, that childlikeness again. This is how you honor your reality. Honor your reality by being able to change your reality. Opening your eyes, opening your heart, opening your knowingness to live fully, to live vibrantly, so that you may be able to experience heaven on earth here, because it's actually inside of you, in you. Allow it to come outside of you into your life, so every moment becomes heaven on earth for you. And this is my gift to you today, is to allow yourself to do that in a magical way. Today we've been talking about honoring your reality, even while living in this diverse reality where so many are in different realities all at the same time. And it's so vital for you to honor your reality, honor you, honor what you want, and honor how much you want to go and experience at your highest levels here on earth, because we are here for great purpose. We are here to experience love, to grow and to learn and to share our gifts and to, create amazing new things here. So we welcome that for you. You are a key vital piece here. And I hope you know that. If you don't know that, and then this is what we'll be talking about, Psyche may be able to help you greatly with that. Yes, it is. Absolutely. So through this show, we have talked about, especially with the relationships, if there are pieces in your relationship that you would love to improve on, but yet you still feel blocked or limited by, then, and that's a message for us to say, heck yes, that is the call for us. Then say yes. What it does is say, all right, you know what? I am ready for the change. I am ready to look this up. You can go look up Dr. Bruce Lipton. He's a cell biologist that talks greatly because it made a massive difference in his life and continues to. That he came and learned Psyche, and it helped him launch his book, Biology of Belief and the Honeymoon Effect. And he lives in the honeymoon life with Margaret. And he never thought he was going to ever get married again. Yes. So this actually does work. Bruce Lipton is a testament to that. I am too. And there's thousands and thousands of others. Yes. So if you do, it'd be best for you to come to my website and learn more. I have some videos on there too. You can look that up and do some research. Go to Ignite and Heal Your Life, LIFE.com. Ignite and igniteandhealyourlife.com. And I'll say it a third time because the 3 is a great number. Igniteandhealyourlife.com. In there, you can click contact us and send me an email, and I'd be happy to share with you my text. We can text with my ministry number and answer any questions you have. I am teaching a workshop down in Louisville, Kentucky, United States of America this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There are a couple spots left. If you say, heck yeah, I'm ready to learn this, send me a message and get registered, and we will help you actually this weekend go clear those limiting beliefs that it's blocking you or limiting you in any way, especially in your relationships. It can also be in finances, in your career, and purpose too. Relationships are a huge one. So come on down to Louisville, Kentucky. If this is just a very quick, short notice, I totally understand that. Then I am also teaching in April. I'm going to be in Toronto, Canada, Ontario, and that is the second weekend of April 14th to the 16th. For any of the Canadians, or I'm in Detroit, so that's just a 4-hour drive there, so Americans can come over too. Absolutely. And then near the end of April, the next weekend, which is April 21st to the 23rd, I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're going to be in the gorgeous mountains in Tennessee, in the woods, in a beautiful, beautiful sanctuary. And there's cabins that you can rent in the woods to really connect with nature. So if you would love a nature experience, Tennessee may be where you're meant to be. In May, I'll be in Florida. So May 19th to the 21st, you can come to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And if you love the warmth, it's going to be nice and warm by then. You can go to the beach. And you also, in 3 days, learn how to change beliefs at the subconscious level of the mind and transform any perception. So it's literally little miracles that you're going to be able to have within you. This is real. Psyche has been here for over 30 years. We have many huge testimonies, and it's just a matter of your readiness. How ready are you to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired of the old way, and I'm ready for the new way, and I want to clear my path. Psyche is one of the best ways for you to be able to do that. It's effective, it's fast, and it's long-lasting because you're working directly with the subconscious mind. It includes and welcomes any faith walk that anyone has. It's universal with that, which is I love about that too. It's the ones that are ready to stand up and create a great life. And I know that's what I did for my own self. And I honor that for you and everyone else. If you're not ready to learn this for yourself, then you can begin with just making the changes. And that you can also go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. And this will, then you can you can do one session if you just want to tune up. You can have a series of 3. That's the one I highly recommend for people. And then a series of 6, if you have a whole bunch of stuff you want to get working, that's also a great mother load for you too. But people literally start making changes. So if you're, you want to clear out your fears, if you want to help you with more of abundance, if you want to help you with your relationships, which is another beautiful, sweet, soft one for me, then I am here. There's many other psyche facilitators too. I can lead you to other ones if we aren't a good fit and you want to have a different fit. We want you to work with the right one for you. This is your life. You are here creating your life. Let's go enhance it at the next biggest level. We are in the best times right now. We really are. And if you want to come jump on board, like I say, get off of the pirate ship or the battleship, jump onto the sailboat. The sailboat is Psyche. It's going to help take you so that you may be able to head to your love boat and then your love island and your love life, because you are love, and it's time for you to experience love in every moment of your life so that it can be fun and playful, letting go of that funk, changing that funk to fun, honoring your reality, even in the midst of living in a diverse reality. This is what you're here for. You got this. You totally have this. I'm right here with you. I'd love to be a great support for you. This is why I'm here, because I know I've done it for myself. I continue to help others that are ready to.